Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Ben here from TheVirtualEconomist, and welcome to my Q&A video. I know you guys have been waiting for this, so here we are. I think this is going to be a pretty awesome video, and today I am joined by my friend Aiden, who may or may not be from The Virtual Economist. So Aiden, are you from The Virtual Economist?
Well, I might be. I mean, I've been in a couple of your videos before.
Have you?
Yes. Let me take you on a journey through space and time to videos that we made countless months ago.
You can easily get into unusual.
For example, I was this pyro here.
It is so darn cheap.
And this guy.
Videos on my channel that 95% of people don't watch is,
And even this guy.
the scenario of the episode is this. Little Jimmy is a TF2 traitor.
Oh yes, and this guy. Oh wait, no, that's not me. that's... Anyway.
Let me get this straight. You've been infiltrating my videos since the very beginning?
Actually, no, I've just been, joining your group.
Okay then. Anyway, I have Aiden here today to ask me my questions for the Q&A.
I mean, I guess. How much am I getting paid again?
1 scrap.
Holy sh**!
Anyway, let's start the video. Alrighty guys, let's jump right on into the Q&A.
For question number 1, let's start it out with something simple. The first question was sent in by Braden Hansen asking, how old are you?
Well, this is a very interesting first question. After deep thought, I would say that I'm 17 years old. That also means that I'm currently a junior in high school.
Our next question, by the same person, will you do streams?
Maybe. On second thought, probably not, because streaming trading is hard and I really suck at regular TF2. Wait, what did I say? I didn't say anything.
And our third question, by the same guy again for some reason, will you do a house tour?
Well, you didn't specify my house, so let's do a house tour. Alright, a house. There we go. Whoa. Alright, let's take a quick look here. Anyway, so this looks like a pretty nice house. You can see it has a garage there. Nice. We all like garages. There's some windows over there. Windows are nice. Some round windows, too. Nice lawn, too. That is an all-around great house, you guys.
Alright, moving right along on to the next question, sent in by Zmaxbit. What was the first unusual that you got?
The first unusual that I got was actually a steaming bombing run, which if you remember, we actually got in the Unusual Trading series, which I think is pretty awesome. I really love that hat, and I think it's like 9 keys right now on backpack.tf, and it's just so good, like, it's value.
Our next question was sent in by I Am Normal. I'm expecting a pretty normal question. For the Q&A, I have a question. Do you know how to breath? Or D, you have lungs, cause I don't, and it's a problem.
Oh, that's funny, man. I heard a study recently said 10 out of 10 people without lungs are dead. Anyway, it is now time for a serious question.
Where did your interest in trading come from?
I've actually gotten this question a couple of times, so I figure I might as well delve into it right now. If you guys have ever heard of a game called Magic the Gathering, well, that was how I got into trading. You've probably heard of Magic at some point, but it's basically just a trading card game in which you collect a bunch of cards and play against each other. I know that's a really oversimplistic definition, and I know anybody who's played Magic would definitely say that it's a lot more than just that. But anyway, in the game, when I first started out, obviously I did not have a lot of cards, and of course I wanted to get a lot of new cards. So when I saw a lot of people at my local game store trading cards out of trade binders, I figured I should probably make myself one of those binders so I could actually trade for a lot of cards that I'd want. Because, you know, instead of spending your own money, you would just trade the cards you already had and essentially get stuff for free, which is pretty awesome to think about. The thing is, I really love trading, but I could only really do it once a week on Friday nights when they had Friday Night Magic, which obviously is not all nights of the week. So naturally, when I heard my buddy talking about some weird 10 buds profit he made, you know, obviously I was like, what are you talking about? I'm interested. And then suddenly, that's how I figured out about TF2 and about Steam in general. Before that, I really had never had a Steam account. And so then I decided to make a Steam account to trade in TF2. The thing is, though, I fell in love with the game itself, not just trading, and so for around 6 months, I just played the game. Of course, after that, I decided I would finally jump right on into trading, and I really loved it. I would say I probably had a natural inclination for trading just because I'd had so much experience trading with Magic, so of course I learned a lot of negotiation skills, and just quite honestly how to get the best deal you possibly can. And so, after a lot of time I've put into trading, this is where I am now, and I think it's pretty awesome to see where I've come. Alright, we got a perfect segue right into the next question.
Average Gamer Will says, when did you start playing TF2 and how many in-game hours do you have?
I started playing TF2 around September of 2014, so it's been around a year and a half. As for hours, I have approximately 1,151 hours.
Turdamix says, how long have you been trading? How do you manage to convince other people to sell their items for a lower price?
I believe I started trading around January and February of 2015. At least that's when I did my scrap to unusual. Oh, and how do I convince people? I shark them what?
The Mercenary has the question, can you not use this question in your Q&A? Oh, frick. Now we're getting to the good questions, such as this one sent in by Eric Lloyd. How many onions does it take to completely fill up the average city bus?
Ooh, this is a tough question. Let me just say, anywhere from 0 to infinity amount.
Continuing on Eric Lloyd ones, he said, how many mongooses, or mongoose if you decided to use correct grammar, can fit in your house?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and I do believe you have to consider whether they are nimble mongoose and whether they have threshold or not. Of course, if they have threshold, they will be bigger and you can't fit as many in there.
More good ones here. Rick Taylor said, how do worms breathe underground? BT dubs, I love your vids.
They don't. But like legit, I don't know, like I'm not a worm.
Kai Bonek says, here's a trading question. Is it worth it buying a hat before it becomes a multi/all class?
I'm going to answer that question by posing another question. Do you want to make profit or not?
So this person asked multiple questions, so I'll do it in parts. Like a boss _700 said, if you are the virtual economist, does that mean you're not real, but you're still an economist, or just one for virtual things?
The world may never know. But like legit, I think I'm an economist, but just for virtual things. I mean, like, who cares about real things anymore? Jeez, with this VR thing coming out.
Are you a monitor like your profile picture suggests?
Yeah, of course, obviously. Haven't you seen a picture of me? This is me, right? Yep, see, there I am, with monitor right there, obviously.
Do you have any good dank memes?
Why, of course.
Hey, Ben, what's your name?
Well, my name is,
The Real Torb 500 asks, what is your dream unusual?
Well, my favorite effect is Nebula, and the Captain Spaceman is obviously the best invasion hat, so I would definitely have to go with a Captain Spaceman with the effect of Nebula.
Spy Go said Q&A number 1. What other games do you play? And number 2, as a follow-up question that does not connect at all, why did you name yourself Bob or the Unusual Bob?
Well, as for games, I really don't actually play that many. I mean, the games I do play, I kind of play the crap out of. Currently, I would say I'm active playing TF2, playing Magic, and also semi-active playing Hearthstone. And for why I go by Bob, well, it's kind of been my username I've used for a really long time. Quite honestly, I probably started using it because in grade school, I used to write a lot of stories with the main character being Bob. And even to this day, whenever like a problem asks for you to come up with a random name, well, Bob is always the one I use. So, of course, when I was making my Steam account, I was like, oh, I'll just use Bob, super unoriginal, but, it still works. As for why I named myself The Unusual Bob, well, it's because I've been trading unusuals, and on unusual trading servers, it's really annoying when people use the !backpack command and just type in Bob and then get someone else because there's like 50 million other people named Bob. And quite honestly, the name just Bob was kind of already taken long ago in the community by people like Bobsplosion, and I don't really want to confuse myself with them.
Dylan Agger asks, why are you so rich?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and the answer is from trading.
Eduardo Antino asks, what is your favorite type of turtle? And then as a follow-up question asks, would you like a hat version of that turtle be added into TF2?
Well, since I know literally nothing about turtles, let's Google it. Let's see here, types of turtles. That one looks pretty interesting. It's a box turtle. Sure, I like box turtles, and yes, I would like a hat version of this to be added to TF2.
Do you have any interest in actually playing TF2/competitive or just trading?
Well, quite honestly, I'm not sure. I'm mostly playing TF2 right now to trade. Obviously, I do like the game, but I'm not actually good enough at it, I think, to play at a competitive level. And playing a game competitively would take a lot of time and commitment, things that I really would not want to devote to playing a game competitively.
Moving right along to Flaming 99's question. Also, what recording software do you use?
I am currently using Adobe Premiere to record this right here, right now. As for getting gameplay, I typically use OBS for my trading series. For normal TF2 gameplay, I find that using AMD's Gaming Evolved which came with my graphics card, works much better than OBS, but that program still has a ton of glitchiness and is basically just a strict downgrade to NVIDIA's Shadowplay.
Mr. Bird King asks, what do you think of the mixed up quality and grade item color system in TF2?
Well, if you're talking about the fact that the new cases have grades and rarities for each level of cosmetic, I'm actually going to make a video on that sometime soon, so now that you reminded me, maybe I'll make that quicker.
Pyrofusion says, I have a very important question, and then continues with a bunch of enters, and then says, what is your name?
Wow, what an intelligent question, Mr. Pyrofusion. I never would have guessed that you actually have a YouTube channel. I mean, look at that grammar. Who spells is with a Z? Nobody does. Oh, and no, I'm not gonna answer that question. It appears our questions and answers video is coming to a close. Here are just a few more questions.
This one is from Mr. Keon4G. I predict that Ben will shout me out.
I am now currently shouting you out. I hope you enjoy this shout out. Look at this, Mr. Kion. You're the best. And thanks for donating that unusual one-man army and those cosmetics. You're the best, and I hope you enjoy this shout-out. And now, let us finish off this episode with a couple of very inspirational questions.
As our next question, the Amazing Goat asks, do you like goats?
Why, of course I do.
This is my personal favorite question. Dasa Toilet asks, are you my dad?
Oh my gosh, son, is that you? Anyway, this has been Ben and
Aiden
from The Virtual Economist, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got some amusement or some informative info out of these questions.
If you like this video, you'll be happy to hear that we're thinking about making another one sometime in the future.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.